जयति पराशरसूनुः सत्यवती हृदयनन्दनो व्यासः यस्य आस्य कमलगलितं वाङ्मयममृतं जगत्पिबति भुजगभोगाभमुद्यम्य हृद्यं निजभुजं दक्षिणं लक्षणाढ्यं ललितमुद्रिक्तविज्ञानमुद्रं भज भज अनन्तमित्यालपन्तं प्रणतवान् प्राणिनां प्राणभूतं प्रणतिभिः प्रीणये पूर्णबोधम् भवदवोष्णेन ततप्यमानान् भुवि परं नाथमप्रेक्षमाणान् भुवनमन्येन च अन्येन दोष्णा भवतु भीर्मा इति नः सान्त्वयन्तं प्रणतवान् प्राणिनां प्राणभूतं प्रणतिभिः प्रीणये पूर्णबोधम्.
My spiritual friends from Mumbai, I introduced a few Vedic concepts in my introductory talks. I promised to bring a few more today. 3 Vedic scholars chanted a prayer in the morning today. Many Purohits chant this mantra often during Vedic rituals. Many of us may understand the meaning of this mantra. But even if explained, I am still determining how many of you know the essence. It is a beautiful and meaningful mantra. Let me first explain the meaning. However, I may not be able to do justice if I try to elucidate in Kannada. Chandramava apam pushpam. It means we learn about water and then the flower in it. Moon is the flower that bloomed in the water. Let us try to understand the foundation of water. Fire is the basis of water, and water is the basis of fire. Wind is the basis of fire, and fire is the basis of wind. Aditya is the basis of water, and water is the basis of Aditya. Likewise, water is the basis for Chandra, the moon, and moon is the basis for water. Water is the basis for the stars, and stars are the basis for water. It ends by stating that samvatsaras are the basis for water, and water is the basis for samvatsaras. Then there is something interesting mentioned in the mantras. Sunavaham pratishtitam vedam. The one who knows the boat's existence in water will have firm feet. Is this not interesting? On the surface, it sounds mystic and may not mean anything much on the surface. But I firmly believe this mantra is meaningful if explained deeply. All Veda mantras are beautiful. Since we began our day with this Shanti mantra, I decided to explain the meaning of the Shanti mantra. It talks about life. It appears to speak about Chandra, water, flower, fire, and the rest. It sounds perplexing, but it is indeed a beautiful mantra. Earlier, we prayed knowing the meaning of the mantra. Later, it was merely reciting the mantra. Unfortunately, we did not attempt to understand the deeper meaning of the mantra. I want to explain this mantra because many Vedic scholars have asked me about the substance for years. They confess that they do not know the meaning of the mantra even when chanted regularly. Recently, a great scholar in Udupi approached me to explain the meaning. So, Vedas are pleasant to be heard, but many need to try to understand the deeper meaning. Now, let us know what the metaphor of water means here. Apav Purusha Vajaso is found in the Upanishad. Here, water represents the human being. We know that most of our body is water. If you recall, a woman was declared pregnant by the symbol water stayed in the womb. A spoon of water and the Panchabhutas created this body. Water is synonymous with our body, challenges, deluge, etc. In other words, it is a flow of life. Our life is like the flowing water or river. The flower of our life is Chandramava apam Pushpam. Chandra is the flower of life. What does Chandra represent here? Chandrama Manassojataha. The power of controlling our mind resides in Chandra or the moon. Now we understand the connection between the moon and the earth. The path of the moon and the resulting full moon and the new moon affect the minds of human beings. Our ancestors had found the connection between the moon and the beings on earth. Even psychologists accept this now. So, Chandra is our mind. The flower referred to in the mantra is our mind. Imagine the situation of human beings if there was no mind. Our body has eyes, ears, nose, limbs, and other organs. Visualize what would happen if there was no mind. Humans are nothing if there was no mind. The difference between humans and animals is the existence of mind in humans. So, the reference to flowers in water is our mind. Chandramava apam Pushpam. What is the basis of water? Agnirva apamayatanam means the water is the basis of fire and fire for water. Likewise, the wind is the basis for water and water for the wind. Aditya is the basis for water and water for Aditya. Fire, wind, and Aditya are the foundation for life. We understand that water refers to life. Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha. I have explained these words of the Gayatri Mantra earlier. Fire is the strength present in the earth. The wind is the power in the cosmos, and Aditya is the power in the sky. These three powers determine humans' life. It is impossible to live without fire. Aham Vaishwanaro. This is the fire within the body. Humans need adequate temperature for survival. Our women cook and serve hot dishes to us to be digested by the fire in our bodies, lest we suffer indigestion. When our body gets cold, it is time to leave this earth. The power of Agni is essential inside as well as outside. Fire outside cooks our food, whereas the fire within digests the same. So, fire is the basis for water. That is our body. Likewise, wind or air helps us to breathe. Imagine what happens if there was no Vayu or wind. Therefore, the wind is the basis for water. The wind outside works as our life source or prana shakti. Wind resides in our body and it is essential outside our body. If there was no solar energy, there would be no vegetation. There would be no rain. Solar energy is the basis for water. Adityastar bhutva akshani pravishat. Aditya has established himself in our eyes. That is why we can see. It is not enough to know the presence of Surya or Aditya. We need eyes too. It is not enough if we have only eyes to see. We need the light from Surya. Aditya functions as our eyes inside and strength or power outside. It is due to Aditya that we can make a living. Likewise, references are to Chandra, Moon, and the nakshatras or the stars. Stars represent the Indriyas or our senses. Vedas describe the gods of senses as Indram Indriyam, meaning that our body hosts the stars and the stars are present due to our body. These senses makes our living successful. Imagine if we did not have eyes, ears, nose, and limbs. Our lives would not have been worth living. Now, we will look at samvatsaras or time, which has a profound meaning. I can go on and on about this topic for another 7 days. However, let me try to present just the summary of this concept. Humans are in time, and time is in humans, and that is the broader meaning. Yo apsu namam pratishtita. Humans who know how to stand on water knows how to row a boat with holes. Water is our life. Boat is our attitude. A person aware of this truth leads a successful life. A beautiful message in the Shanti mantra chanted in the morning. I have tried to describe the overall meaning of the shloka. I have not explained word by word due to lack of time. Life's symbolism is deluge or water. The flower in the water is the intellect of humans. Chandrama. Look at the poetic expression of this shloka, an example of great poetry. I recall Max Muller's statement that referred Shanti mantra as the first recorded poetry ever in the history of humankind. Is this not beautiful even if we read Rigveda as a poem? Is the meaning of the shloka irrelevant to 20th century folks? Do you think this is a superstitious belief? Shanti mantra results from human experiences, so it is a universal truth. Therefore, Veda cannot be irrelevant, and it applies to all times, geographies, and zones. For few of us, Vedas may be irrelevant, but we must consider that it serves one and all without distinction of caste, race, nationality, or gender. We may see biases or stereotypes in Bhagavata or epics, but never in the Vedas. Hence, Vedas are called Sanatana Dharma. What is the actual meaning of Sanatana? We usually associate the Vaidikas or Brahmins with Sanatanis. The meaning of Sanatana Dharma is Sarvakale Sanapro. Sana in Sanskrit means that which is relevant to all times and places. The exclusivity of Sanatana Dharma is not to Brahmins, Kshatriyas, or Indians. It belongs to the entire humankind. The gist of a successful life is the essence of the prayer chanted today.